welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. Today's reading is the monthly reading for February 2026 for the air sign Libra. Libra, how are you? I hope that you've had a good start to the new year. So for the reading, Libra, we're going to be using the Crystal Visions Tarot deck. I'll be doing the 10-card Celtic Cross spread. Just a reminder, the messages may or may not resonate, right? I do encourage you to watch not just your sun sign reading, but also your moon and rising for a more complete overview of the energies surrounding you at this time. If you do enjoy the reading, please do consider giving the video a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. You might want to subscribe to the channel. That way you will also be notified when I do post new content. And if you're looking for more sort of frequent content, shorter content, you can follow me over on TikTok. I'm at Changing Phases Tarot over there, and I do post sort of daily videos, weekly videos, and I'm currently doing a series on how to learn the tarot, where I go through the meanings of all of the cards in the upright and reverse positions, and then we'll be moving on to like different types of spreads, and it's just sort of a series on getting to learn or knowing how to read the tarot. So if you're interested in that, take a look at it. Okay, let's get going. We have in the center of your spread the Six of Swords. So for some of you, that could be this could be a transitional period as you kind of come into the month, or the month of February itself might be transitional. Six of Swords is one of the two cards that really indicate movement, transitioning out of one situation into another. The Six of Swords, Eight of Cups, they both sort of have that energy. But you can see here that she has, she's just turned her back on the swords, and she's heading off in this new direction. Typically, it's it is more of a positive move, so leaving behind like choppy waters, heading into calmer waters. But there's a moving on here, whether this is physically moving, or just mentally moving. Obviously, this is the suit of swords, which has to do with our thoughts. It's the suit of communication. It's air energy. Obviously, you're an air sign, Libra. So, you could be mentally moving on at this time, or, physically moving. It's helped or hindered by the Seven of Swords. So, yeah, you might be, sometimes the Seven of Swords shows up when you are kind of looking for jobs or applying for jobs, but like secretly, sort of on the down low. It can also represent betrayal, or like some type of deceit, because you can see here that there are all the crows. They're trying to get away with the swords, but they haven't been able to do so. They've actually left the two swords here that the person is able to defend themselves with. So it can sometimes represent like a lack of planning, or even like a need to see a different way of doing something. So coming up with a new way of approaching a situation. But going back to sort of the deceitful part of it, it might not be necessarily that you are intentionally trying to deceive, right? But if you are applying for a job, you don't want to really broadcast that. So if you are in this transitional phase where you're kind of looking to move out of one job, heading into a new one, this might be you applying and not really wanting to broadcast that to the rest of the world. We have in the deep past, I think that for some of you there could be this desire to move out of this job that you're currently in because you're feeling overworked, overburdened. The Ten of Wands is the suit of, it's fire energy, so it has to do with the work that we do. It's creative projects and endeavors, and then it's our own drive, determination, ambition for those things that we do in life. And when he had just one wand or two or three wands, that was fine, right? It was fine for him to carry. It wasn't that heavy, but you can see he looks tired. The horse looks tired. They're trying to make it up the hill, up back to their home, and they're feeling just overwhelmed, overburdened. This is like at work when they ask you to take on one additional responsibility. You do that, you do it well, they give you more, and then in the end, you're just overwhelmed. So it's a card of feeling just tired, right? Tired with this, which could explain why you're looking to move on. Okay, I said the Six of Swords, right? You have both of these movement cards. In the recent past, we have the Eight of Cups. So yeah, there's this a definite focus on, wanting to head in a new direction. Just, whatever these cups represented for the woman at one point in her life, right? They no longer bring her that same sense of fulfillment, satisfaction. The Suit of Cups, it's water energy. It has to do with our feelings, relationships, emotions. And, similar to what I was saying with the Six of Swords, even though she's not sure what lies ahead, she cannot see right over the hills here what lies in the distance, but she also knows that she can't stay put where she is. So there's definite movement, or transitioning out of one situation into another. It's coming through very, very strongly here in your spread. Crowning your reading. Wow, there's Major Arcana number 20. This is the Judgment card. And, the Judgment card is significant. It's a significant energy, right? It's associated with the water sign of Scorpio. So we had water energy right here. But it can be like a significant decision that needs to be made, sort of a judgment call. It can be getting a call back. It could be, so this is, you might be getting a call back to, to go and say, like the second round of an interview, something like that. You might be getting a call back for a job that maybe you applied for it in the past, didn't hear anything, didn't think that you got it, and then, you get this call to come, hey, we would like for you to come in and interview, and so it's like you weren't even expecting it. For others, this could be, it could be going back, right? A do-over, or going back to somewhere where you used to work, going back to doing something that you used to do in the past, but it's a significant energy, right, as your crowning energy. In the near future, wow, we have the World card. This is number 21 of the Major Arcana. This ends out a very long chapter in your life associated with the Earth sign of Capricorn. The World is, it can represent international travel. It can represent movement, moving across the world to a different country. And we do have two cards of movement. So for some of you, there could be an international move. For others, it's about closing out this long chapter, because with the word, and it's a card of success and completion, because you have successfully completed that cycle. The World goes back around to the zero, which is the Fool card, embarking upon a brand new cycle. So there's change coming in. Definitely there's change, rebirth in this month of February. And we have more energy that speaks of that. You show up as the Three of Wands. This is the reason the Tarot, they're expansive energy. They can speak of, growth potential, fertility, abundance. In the case of the Three of Wands, it comes immediately after the Two of Wands, which is the card of, the crossroads card. You're sort of staring down two paths, deciding which one you need to go on. The Three of Wands, you've now made that decision, and you're waiting for your ships to come in. So you're waiting to see sort of and now what's going to happen. But there is also this, this card shows it a bit differently. In the traditional tarot, it has the person up on the cliff top staring out to sea, waiting for the ships to come in. So there is this also, reference to water, overseas, travel. So there's, the same, like I said, this kind of repeating messages coming through for you. We have in your surroundings, the moon, so another Major Arcana, number 18 of the Major Arcana. And the moon is about hidden things coming to light, okay? But it's, hidden things. Let me just move these over so we have room. Hidden things coming to light, but through the use of your intuition, right? So uncovering things possibly by tapping into your intuition, right? Paying attention to those signs, synchronicities, repeating numbers, messages coming through at nighttime in your dreams especially. It's associated with the water sign of Pisces, and more water energy. But things coming to light that were unknown, potentially around whatever this new direction is, this new opportunity. So things coming to light. We have in your hopes and fears the Four of Swords. Four of Swords is a card of, it can be recovery, healing, it can be physically healing, so healing from, say, something more serious, such as a surgery, to, something as minor as maybe you injured yourself, minor injury when you're in the gym or exercising, to kind of mentally healing. So taking that time out to rest, recuperate, mentally heal before you embark upon possibly this new job, this new quest. But it's a card of healing, of retreating. It can at times represent a delay, but it's coming through more as healing. We have the outbound energy of the Ten of Swords, which, out of the Swords cards, this is probably the most difficult, because the person it represents betrayal. They've been stabbed in the back, right? They're face down in the snow. But as the number 10, it is the ending of a cycle. So we have the 10 of Wands down here. We have this 10 of Swords. So yeah, there's a cycle that's coming to an end, and it could have been a very difficult one. But after this 10 of Swords, it would go back to the Ace of Swords, which is a card of victory, clarity of mind. I'm going to just pull one more. And we have the card that came out immediately after it, the Hangman in the reverse. So I don't usually read in the reverse, but in the reverse position, the Hangman would represent, delays, like overcoming delays, which I saw with the Four of Swords. That could have been a delay. So there's some type of delay. You're overcoming a delay, or you're seeing something from this new perspective, gaining a new perspective on a particular situation. And bottom of the deck, let's just have a look. We have the Knight of Swords. So this could be you showing up just in your own energy. This is air energy. Could be another Libra individual, or Aquarius or Gemini. And Knights in the tarot, they go off on quests and they bring back offers. And in this case, this could be offered, like an offering that is news, that kind of the news that you've been waiting for, right? This news that's going to get you off in this new direction. Immediately beneath it, we have the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, so it could be between, choosing between two jobs, between where you currently are and heading in this new direction. If so, then, you're being guided to go in the new direction. But, just as a whole, it looks like February is going to be a month of definitely of movement, of change, of cycles coming to an end, but it's positive. Okay, so it's positive, and even though we see this 10 of Swords in the outbound position, this is like the lowest. Things can only go up from there, and it's really more about this closing out the cycle to give way to what comes next. And cycles coming to an end, endings can be tricky, right? They can be difficult. But it looks like, there's, you're transitioning. I would say February is a month of transition. So I hope that the messages have helped. Thanks for joining me today. I look forward to reading for you again. And just know that I'm sending you much peace, love, and light for a wonderful month of February. Bye for now.